Hi, happy Sunday. Welcome to another episode of the Tranquil Cottage Knits Podcast. I'm your host, Michelle. You can find me on Ravelry as Tranquil Cottage, on Instagram as Tranquil Cottage Knits, and you can find the blog at www.tranquilcottageknits.weebly.com. So, hi, happy Sunday. It is August 20th. I still feel like it's March. I keep wondering how this year has gone by so incredibly fast. I'm like, not cool year. I'm like, it's just gone by so quick. I feel like I've missed everything and I don't know why or how. But it feels like it should still be spring. It feels like it should just be in the beginning of the year. My mom used to tell me all the time, enjoy your time in school, enjoy the things you do, enjoy summer breaks, because when you're an adult, it all just goes by like that. And man, was she right. So, I do not feel my age. I do not feel like it should be like almost September again. I do have to say the best part about this year, the best part about it almost being September is SVFF season. So, Shenandoah Valley Fiber Festival is a pretty big event out here. I love going there. It's small town feel. Even though we have a lot of people who come in from different areas for the festival, it is just a lot of local knitting community and crochet community and spinning community, and it is so nice just to go. And Becky usually comes up, Becky from the Amazing Wrapped in Wool podcast, and she brings her son Emmett, my little bean, and we just generally have a good time. Becky pushes Emmett around because he still gets tired with little short legs, and I hand him yarn to squish, and we just generally have a wonderful time. I have not found out if she's going or not, so I need to ask. Or she'll see this and she'll text me and tell me she's going or not. So I love SVFF. It is only about 25 minutes from my house, and it's just wonderful to have something so large in my backyard. It's great, and I like going to see all the local fiber community and to support small business. So, but that is September, and October is Rhinebeck. So that is New York Sheep and Wool Festival that is held on Dutchess County Fairgrounds in New York. And last year was my first year going. It was an amazingly wonderful time. So I'm hoping everything's going to be good to go again this year. I'm still waiting on dates for some corporate things that I have going on. So we'll see how that goes. And in the meantime, other things that have gone on. I mentioned a few episodes ago, Quinn is my little foster with swimmer syndrome. If you've ever seen a cat with swimmer syndrome, the back legs, rather than stand up so they can walk, that hip joints are essentially weak, and so the back legs tend to just go out like this. So the feet go outward and the legs go outward, and they can pull themselves on their front legs, but their back legs, they can't really get underneath of them. And it can be due to not having enough room in the womb. It could be due to nutritional deficiencies. A lot of times, sadly, people put these cats down. But really, a lot of it could be fixed with physical therapy. And so I did a lot of physical therapy with Quinn. I worked her little legs and worked her hips. And one of the best exercises for her was to hold her back legs close together and then put her on my chest and have her push up so that she was trying to come up to my chin, because she likes to get up around your neck. So holding her legs together and making her push up that way, as opposed to climbing up with her front arms or her front legs. That was a really good exercise for her. And now she hops and jumps and leaps and runs around, scampers just like a normal kitten. So she is 100% now, and this week on Thursday, she went home to her real family, her new family. So it was hard to say goodbye to her, but she is in a great place with people who adore her. Sorry. And she's going to have a really wonderful life, and so I'm glad, but I definitely miss her little face. She's so sweet. So we are down by one, but it was the best thing for her. And like I said, so many people will just have cats put down because of swimmer syndrome, and really it's something that is very, very, very manageable. Just give them high quality food, get their nutrition up, and then just some physical therapy, and all better. So, and again, she's in a loving home with people who absolutely adore her, and so I couldn't be happier for her. I am, as always, out hanging out in the backyard with the dogs. They are sniffing around trying to find where the groundhog went. We have a groundhog we named Mrs. Hedgesford. It's okay to have a groundhog because right now we don't have a garden. When we get a garden back, we may have to urge her to move on. We're just planning enough for her. My family, who have always like, my uncles always had, plants and like farmed and like tractor farming. I don't mean like a garden patch. I mean like significantly sized plots of veggies and stuff. Would probably just he would shake his head sadly at me to hear me talking about, loving our groundhog. But she was kind of part of the reason we wanted this house so bad, because when we got here, we kept looking around the house and, trying to decide what we were going to do. And, we wanted the place, but we weren't sure. And we look out and there's this happy little groundhog bouncing around the yard. We're like, oh, she's welcoming us. It's meant to be. Here we are. So it's just, Shenandoah Valley is such a great place to live. I love it up here, and can't imagine myself living anywhere else now. I've been out of Maryland now for a while, and hometown just doesn't compare. It doesn't. So, knitting and spinning. First of all, I got the new Interweave Knits magazine in. When I was a girl of larger size, I did not support Interweave Knits because of the sizes. Basically, I didn't fit in the sizes that they had, and they did not seem inclined to increase the range of sizes that they carried, or that they did patterns on. But I have to say, one of my favorite features has always been where they do the showcases of the yarns. Show real quick. Basically, I don't want to give much away because, they do sell the magazine. But basically, you get pictures of these, sometimes gorgeous, sometimes I'm like, that's not a texture that appeals visually to me. But they kind of give a description. Like, first of all, they tell what the fibers are, and then they tell you how they combine. So the texture that they combine in, if it's springy, if it's a really warm, if something is a bit toothy, they just describe that. And I love when they do that. Sometimes it's hanks, sometimes they'll show pictures of swatches, sometimes it'll be, kind of both. But that is like one of my favorite features of Interweave. Just being able to look at the pictures of yarns that I don't normally get exposed to. This I can totally show you because it's an advertisement. Dos Tierras, meaning two lands. This is a new yarn from Malabrigo, and I have been a Malabrigo fan ever since first Smush. I love their colors and I love the textures, and I've never squished anything Malabrigo that wasn't just simply glorious. But when I was going through the magazine, this totally caught my eye, and I totally want to design a shawl or something out of it. But this is glorious. And there's the little blurb about it. I love this so much. Ooh, look at that. So, yay Malabrigo. And they say that you can, there's a bunch of accessory patterns for that yarn at http://ravel.me/dos-tierras, so that's DOS-TIERRAS-collection. So I will be hitting up that site and looking for those patterns because I really want that yarn. Really, really want that yarn. The next thing that I saw in this new magazine, I really wanted to show you this pattern because I was so about it when I saw it. Right here. This is the Free Falling Pullover by Linda Marving. How beautiful is that? How beautiful. I totally want to knit that. So that may be in my future to cast on. I've got to add it to my Ravelry queue. So that is the things I got excited about in the new Interweave Knits. Another thing I wanted to show you guys, which is one of my favorite, I can't call it a tool. Well, I guess technically it would be, but I love this book. It sounds so silly, and it's such a simple premise. It is brilliant. The Brilliant Ideas Launchpad by Carrie Chapin. Generate and capture your best ideas. And so I use it a lot. I can get pages that don't have, writing on them. I love this. You put in a topic that you want to explore, and then every crazy idea that comes to mind, and then steps to execute. I use this page because what it does is it repeats these pages, these kind of formats for you to put your best ideas down. But I use these to flesh out concepts for shawls or patterns that I'm working on. Or if I'm thinking of, like for example, I've been thinking about doing a collection and I've got an idea behind it, but working backwards. I love this. All the things that you need to do step by step, but working from your finished project. What do I need to get there? Okay, well, what do I need to be able to do that step? You kind of work back so that you have all the steps laid out, but it keeps you from starting the process kind of in an overwhelmed state. It keeps you from like starting going, I just don't know what to do. I don't say, well, I want to do this. Okay, well, to do that, I need to do this. Well, how do I get to that point? By doing this. And then you arrive at where you are right now with the idea. I love that. I get so much use out of this because sometimes I do have problems fleshing out ideas, and I know where I want something to be in the end, but the path to get there is just sometimes a little overwhelming, and I find this book so brilliant for being able to just kind of backtrack and accomplish those things. It doesn't have to be knitting or spinning related, but it just really helps me go backwards and find a good way to flesh out those ideas. So anyway, that's the Brilliant Ideas Launchpad, Generate and Capture Your Best Ideas by Carrie Chapin. I use this pretty much every day now. Get so much use out of it. The next thing is I kind of was, I don't want to say stash diving, but just kind of looking for some fiber, looking at what I had, and I ran across this mixed fiber from the fabulous Joanna Moskal at Knitspin Farm. The colorway is Frosted Morning, and this is a blend of merino, Polworth, sari silk, and tarhi, or tarji, depending on how you say it. I've heard both. I'm not sure which one's right. I'm sure somebody will tell me, and then I'm sure somebody will disagree and tell me something completely different. So, tarhi, it is what it is. It's 3.5 ounces, but when I pulled this out, I was like, what a glorious batt, and how on earth have I not spun this thing yet? Just going to open it up so you can see. I love Joanna's color sense. I actually had messaged her a while back and asked her if she would do a colorway for my husband because he wanted some orange, and she totally did, and it was glorious. And I've spun part of it, but not all of it. I was going to hold it and do it for the Tour de Fleece, and then my wheel acted up, and my husband had to 3D print me a replacement piece. And but this is called Frosted Morning, and look how beautiful. Oh, can you see? Oh, that washes it out a bit, but it is all these baby blue, aqua, purpley, creamy. It's just so pretty. And it's super soft and light, and It's funny because now that I'm a spinner, which I've been a spinner for a few years now, but since I became a spinner, now I wonder how on earth people go through their day without squishing things like this. I posted something on Instagram this week that said, have you ever, look at that. Oh, so soft. It said, have you ever been too tired to knit, so you just get out some yarn and snuggle it? That was me this week. So while I poked around and I did find this batt that now I want to finish up the Spunky Eclectic that I have on my wheel right now, and I want to spin this because I am so in love with these colors right now. Again, that was Frosted Morning, 3.5 ounces of merino, Polworth, sari silk, and tarhi from Joanna Moskal, who is Knitspin Farm at Etsy.com. She is quite fabulous, and you should check her out. She also does amazing bags too. Oh, and I got book covers from her, like for planners, like the 5x7 size or 5x8 size planners. She totally did quilted book covers. Love so much. I have one that has tractors on it and one that has chickens. Made me so happy. I opened up the box and was like squeeing with delight because I love chickens. So I'm such a geek. I love chickens though. So for knitting this week, it has been a sad, sorry, slow knitting week. I did manage to spin some, so it wasn't like I just was anti-craft this week. There was a lot of stress and I didn't have a lot of time, and so we had some things going on at work, and so it was a very, very, very busy week. But I did work on Drachenfels just a bit. You can see I'm into colors C and B. So it is moving right along. I have, I think, 7 more ridges to go before I get into the big swath of the green that comes at the other end. I'm really pleased about the progress that I've made on it, but I do kind of feel like I fell off the wagon this week because I just did not get the time to knit that I had wanted. The inertia of daily life, right? But all in all, it was a pretty good week. I worked a tiny bit yesterday on my slinky ribs, but just not enough to see enough progress to show you. So that is that's in progress, and I'm really trying to suppress the urge to cast on all the things. It's not even that I have other patterns in mind that I just feel the drive to cast on right now. It's just that I just want such a variety of textures, and I want a variety of colors, and I just want everything to kind of be intense and dramatic and different. So my Slinky Ribs is all one color, and it's kind of a brick color, and it's beautiful. I think it's Elspeth Wold Silky Wool in Rusty Red. So it's like a nice deep kind of like a deep brick rust color. But it's pretty it is monochromatic. But then I'm working on this, and I have the 2 color stripes. But I just want something bright and funky and a little zany on the needles. And so I keep having the urge to cast on something else just so I have like bright pops of color in my day. And I have some designs that I'm working on, but I just haven't had the headspace to be able to do them, to work on them. So I haven't. Now I'm just like, I want color so much right now. And then Amy Beth went to the apple orchard and posted on her blog, or posted on her podcast, about going to the apple orchard. Now I want to go to the apple orchard and make apple butter. Not enough hours in the day, and not enough days in the week. As far as I'm concerned, there haven't even been enough days in this year. Maybe there's been way too many days in this year, because I still feel like it's spring. Well, I'm guessing that's about all today. I would love to know what you guys are working on. I fell off the wagon with the Commit to Knit challenge again this week. I just got very little knitting time, but hopefully I'll make that up today. This has kind of been like the best day. It is beautiful and bright and not terribly hot. I can hear all the insects and the katydids and everything in the background. It's just a really peaceful day. There's a little bit of lawnmower noise in the background. I've been hearing the eagles crying and flying over. The river is right behind me. So I've been hearing the eagles, and it's just been a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day to be alive. So I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and appreciating however your weather is where you are. And I guess I will talk to you next week.